Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for being here today. I know some of my colleagues have asked this question previously. We know resources are scarce, and I think we can all agree that what aid is present should not fall into the hands of criminals. So, along those lines, we know nearly half of all Haitians are facing acute hunger. So, how does this government assess whether its current contributions to food assistance are effectively reaching the most vulnerable populations and actually improving food security on the ground?
Mr. Chair, international assistance is a key part of our effort up to right now. We have through the $450 million or more than $450 million that we have provided Haiti since 2022. A key element of that has been focused on food security in terms of delivering emergency food assistance to over 1 million people. Providing daily hot meals to school children, as I mentioned in my opening statement, and also providing training to Haitian farmers to help them increase their productivity of a variety of key products.
Yes, Mr. President, I think one nuance that's important is while we often speak of the gangs controlling 85 to 90% of the capital, it really is influence that they have in that area. In terms of the actual space, it's estimated that it's 40 to 50 that they control fully. The others are areas where they're active and that they can actually pose a danger and pose an influence. So that does mean that there's parts of the capital where we can access through humanitarian assistance. Some are more easy than others. It also is important to remember that most of the country is not under the control of the gangs, right? It's really concentrated in the capital and some of the outlying areas around that. So in terms of our development assistance and our humanitarian assistance, much of it is targeting people in other parts of the country who otherwise will be cut off because they also rely on the capital for their ports and imports, etc.
So it's great you mentioned the fact that the ports are in the capital and the capital is controlled by the gangs. So I'm just curious, there has to be ongoing food supply chain disruptions because of the gang violence in the port, and that obviously is causing instability with the supply chain. So what steps is Canada taking to ensure sustainable access to food then, rather than just providing short-term emergency aid?
Mr. President, the supply of food is a critical area, and there's food that comes in through ports, but there's also food that's grown within Haiti, and they're both important. The ports are not all located in Port-au-Prince. The biggest ones are, and they're not fully controlled by the gangs either. They're part of that territory that are highly subject to risks of getting in and out. But there is food coming in and out of that port, or mostly into that port, and that's been critical. The same thing with other essential supplies. That's been one of the advantages of this multinational support mission. It's helped the Haitian police to secure some of those routes, but they're not fully secured, and that's definitely a source of concern. We do have longer-term development projects aimed at enhancing livelihoods and promoting climate-smart agriculture through drought-resistant crops and so on. That's been critical to help ensure food supplies in other parts of the country. Even one of our largest programs done with the World Food Program, which is about school feeding programs, they're sourcing most of that food from local producers, so there's actually an economic benefit to that as well.
Thank you very much. And, alongside food is part of an overall health, the health and well-being of the folks there in Haiti. So after the targeted attack on one of its convoys in March 2025, Doctors Without Borders, they were given the deteriorating security situation in downtown Port-au-Prince. They withdrew from an emergency center and trauma hospital. So quickly, to what extent are international humanitarian organizations currently able to operate in Haiti?
A quick response, please.
Mr. Chair, that's an excellent question, and that is one of our concerns. And one of our primary interests and needs that we recognize is to restore stability so that international organizations like Doctors Without Borders and others can safely operate in Haiti.